You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Well, hello! Happy Sunday, everybody! Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, where we give you a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by a gaggle gal.
A gaggle gal. Hi, how are ya? It's Michael Mattis, by the way. That's my name.
You know what? How long have you done this show? And there are two things you still can't get
I'm used
right.
to having
the intro and your social
first.
media.
Yeah, you know.
I'm
nothing if not consistent.
Well, this is true. This is true. Consistency is key. We want to give a little shout out to Tammy Govea, who is at home with a stomach ache. She done caught something, and we told her to stay home because we don't want it.
We don't, yep.
So, Tammy, if you are watching, much love to you, and I know that Ernie is taking good care of you. Make sure you take all of your vitamins and vitamin C and have some soup and feel better. Come back in next week. Yes, and ginger ale. Shout out to all of you who are watching us live. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are DISHIN Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _DISHIN Days on Twitter. The @ is implied. And also, if you are a huge fan of other soap operas such as General Hospital or Young and the Restless, we've got your weekly recaps on those too. Make sure you check out the GH Report and Restless Wrap right after our show, DISHIN Days. And if you are listening to us on the podcast, hello.
Hi.
Make sure you give us 5 stars on iTunes and leave a little comment. Let us know how you like us and love us and want more of us. And those have been the church announcements. All right, what did we think of this week's episode? Well, I will tell you this. Everyone had something to say about Monday's episode. Monday's episode happened, and like social media was a flutter, and I was just like, what done happened? She uttered it a hair, her sis.
I finally figured out, by the way, what she's saying when she says that on Drag Race.
She already done had her sis.
Yeah, I heard it for the first time, and I was like, oh. Yeah.
I'll give you the.
Because I was like, she's talking about head hurts. That's what I thought she was saying.
No.
Anyway,
I'll show you a whole video on how that came about. What did you think, Michael Mattis?
I thought it was a pretty good week after Monday. After Monday, yeah, great week.
Monday.
It was an entertaining. Monday was an entertaining episode, but I have feelings. So, which I will address when we talk about it during the show.
Well, there we go. Well, let's get to those feelings.
Yeah.
And let's talk about this week's episodes. It's now time to start
DISHIN Days.
You got to give it to Steve in the booth. He always keeps us on our toes. I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. All right,
that
ladies.
That was a perfect soundbite for
that was everything.
Mic drop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick things off. Actually, can I switch?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with 2 and then 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we were talking about
it.
John, Marlena, Diana, everybody else who's involved, and then Monday's episode. Okay. You go on your thoughts on Monday's episode, and then I'll give mine.
I liked Monday's episode because we got to see Martha and we got to see Teo.
Yes.
I loved seeing them on screen. I liked that they were able to act very like over the top and melodramatic because it was a dream sequence and it was very entertaining. And then they had Brady and Eric fighting all drunk and acting stupid, and then Belle dropped the ashes and Princess Gina was being all shady. And my issue with that episode is, what was the purpose? Like usually when they do a special episode like this, there's a reason, like Halloween or a character anniversary or a milestone episode, something like that. This just kind of seemed random.
Okay.
Like I'm like, okay, we're doing a special episode. Okay, and then it was done. Episode was done. Marlena, I don't think she ever referenced like having the dream. I don't think she ever referenced what happened in the dream.
No.
So it wasn't like to facilitate like the movement of a storyline or anything like that. And I feel like when they do special episodes like that, as entertaining as they are and as much as I laughed at it, I was left feeling like, okay, what was the purpose of it?
Yeah. Here are my thoughts. I feel like these are just fun one-off episodes that happen with the character. If you guys remember, I feel like one of the first ones that happened was between Sammy and EJ, when Sammy supposedly found out about EJ cheating on her with Abigail, I believe. And it was like that whole episode, they literally yelled at each other, fussed at each other, tore up the DiMera mansion. And then it got to the end and we realized like it was all like
I
a
vaguely
dream.
remember that.
Yeah. Then there was the Sierra episode when not Victoria,
Vivian.
but Vivian played Sierra, and that was that whole thing of how she was going back and forth between Chase and Theo, and how she liked the bad boy, but you know there's the good guy too, and it was the whole episode kind of
dedicated to her. And I think they've done other characters as well. It kind of escapes my mind at the moment. Yeah. And then, of course, there's the Halloween one that you mentioned and everything like that. Right. With this one, I just kind of felt like it was a moment to pay homage to Dr. Marlena Evans Black. In that sort of a way too. It was a way to kind of be able to go back and see monumental moments with the character. Also have her kind of mention a few things, like she mentioned wanting to see her parents, and if her kid who died of the SOD. Or SID? Sudden infant death syndrome. SIDS.
Yes, SID. Who died that way. So it was nice to kind of revisit the history of the character, and I don't think this was meant any way to propel the storyline forward or anything like that. It's just one of those fun episodes that you just kind of sit and go, all right, I appreciate that, because I appreciated being able to see Tony and Andre. I appreciated being able to see Princess Gina, which, you know, Mark J. Freeman was like, why is Princess Gina involved? But I think what they tried to represent was the devil and the angel, where Tony was the angel and Princess Gina kind of represented the devil. Right. And it's like, well, why use Princess Gina? Well, Princess Gina, you know, of course, was in love with John. Right. But that would be maybe the use of.
Was that even mentioned in that episode that? Like, that was the reason Princess Gina, or maybe not the reason she was there, but was like the Princess Gina and John connection, was that even referenced in the episode?
It wasn't referenced. She was more so opening up the gates of hell for Marlena. Her and Andre were opening up the gates of hell and wanted her soul to be taken to hell. Right. And that was kind of like their part. You know what I mean? Well, ooh, you tried it. So everyone on social media was like, "Oh my God, what a horrible episode!" And "Oh my God."
See, I only read positive things.
I read both.
I thought I was the only negative Nancy.
I thought, like, there were people who were like, "Oh my God, Monday's episode was horrible." Some people were like, "I watched it and it actually wasn't that bad." And I was one of those people who was like, "It actually wasn't that bad." I actually liked being able to revisit the.
I do like the flashbacks, moments. Seeing the flashbacks. Yeah.
And the weddings of her and John, and you know, and then what the future was going to be like. Which, if you guys paid attention, Claire was like a little Sammy Brady, because she, you know, did the whole black market thing with Sierra's baby and like all that kind of stuff. So again, it was just great to kind of revisit this character in a very like, you know, standalone episode.
Okay.
So
I just my and then I'll drop it. I feel like this would have been better when Marlena was fighting for her life 6 months ago after the wedding. I feel like that would have been the time to do like a Marlena-centric episode. You know, it just seemed like random timing.
Okay, well, think about it though. If they had done it during that time, that was during the time where, like, I mean, that was a really good storyline as far as like the do not resuscitate, the you know, pulling the plug because that's what she wanted, John switching it, like, to have a standalone like episode like that was a little comical in a way.
Oh, I see.
Would have taken away from the seriousness of it. Okay. Whereas this, it's like the fact that she got poisoned through penicillin, you know, was kind of like, oh my God. And then the fact that, you know, she flatlined, you know, it was kind of a way to be like, okay, now's a great time to kind of, since we kind of concocted this whole thing, to then kind of have that moment.
Okay.
I mean, either way, I feel like you wanted to see her die. So,
Okay, we no more Marlena almost dying. It's happened twice in 6 months' time. Like that can't be a crutch that the show uses for drama. Yeah. So please no more. And that's what I have to say about that.
A lot of people had comments to say about it. Scott Holston said, if we can revisit the possession storyline, I'm in, and I'm totally with you with that. Annie Goen said, love seeing Hattie, and I did too. John Del Rey said, it would have been fun to bring in Andrea Hall to play her sister Samantha for the episode, or at least have Deidre play her. Yes, and she was mentioned. Her Samantha, sister was mentioned. Kathy Rose said it was something different for a change. Jinx 1599 Abel says Hattie and John dancing, which was great. That was a great moment. So I mean, Dylan Matthews says Hattie and John dancing was the best thing about that episode. Scott Holston said also Brady and Eric were hilarious, which
they were.
I agree.
Yeah.
Them stepping,
you missed
over.
me by this much.
Yeah, both of them coming in like super drunk and over the top, and Belle coming in. Shout out to Martha Madison. Yes. I'm always happy to see her on. Trying to break them up and the urn dropping, and then like him stepping over. Like the whole episode was just fun. It was just fun. That's all.
Okay.
So now back to
real life.
Back to real life. So Marlena comes back.
Like she does.
Huh?
I said like she does.
As she does.
Can't kill her.
Right. And so that was a great moment. And of course, as soon as Marlena wakes up, Miss Sarah got to go run and tell Eric. But then it becomes this whole thing of who tried to poison Marlena.
So Diana got the nurse to say it was Kristen. Yes. Or the nurse said it was Kristen.
Yes.
So they were all thinking they were looking for Kristen.
Right.
And I liked how Marlena, it was either Marlena or John, mentioned like Kristen's a master of disguise. The last time Kristen was rooting around the hospital, all she did was put her hair up and put on scrubs.
Ponytail.
That is not a master of disguise.
Yeah.
But so I had to laugh at that.
Yeah.
So and then there was the scene where Diana came to visit John and Marlena.
Well, she had to get those sandwiches over to John. But here's what I liked was the conversation that she was having with Brady, with Leo, and it was kind of like, oh well, where's John? Oh, he's in there with Marlena. Oh, okay. Well, I must get these sandwiches to him, and he's just like, I got it. I'm gonna go to the pub anyway. I know what he likes, and I was just like. Shade. and then Brady, and we'll get more into this part of the storyline, I think maybe later, was him, Brady reaching out to Leo and being like, let's go just talk, because I think we got off on the wrong foot. I was like, trap set.
Yep.
And Diana's so funny because she acts like there's so much concern. Oh, speedy recovery, Marlena. Which inside she's just kind of like, oh, like all I keep seeing her face during that whole compilation of like John coming over to her hotel to be like, she died choking on the chocolate covered strawberry. Oh. I can't get over that face. That face is hilarious. So yeah, and then. I think there was a moment where they slowly kind of started putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and even showed Diana a picture of Kristen to be like, do you know anything about this? And I felt like they were both sitting there like, what do you know? Yeah, exactly. No, I think at that point they kind of knew they were playing a game with her. They knew it was her. Yeah, and they were just trying to set up the motions that were that later actually took place. Yes, because you could tell by the way they were talking to her. They were kind of like, well, you don't have any idea? Yeah. Like, they were very exaggerated about it. And Marlena's just sitting up in bed like... Yeah. Exactly. This bitch. Like, yeah, exactly. She was in her head like, this hoe just gonna come in here and try to act like she ain't try to kill me. Yeah. So, one thing I'm confused about is, so, Diana goes... She takes the bait. Yes. And they mention, the fingerprints on the IV bag, and they're having the IV bag tested. It's at the police station. So, of course, Diana goes straight to the police station. Yes. Were Eli and Lonnie, do you think they were in on that? Or do you think so. Okay. I think so. Because Because,
I guess why else would they have told her all that they did if they weren't in on it, right?
Yes, okay. Because I kind of feel like John followed Diana.
Okay.
And probably knew that, like, dropped the bait of, oh, they're testing the IV bag tomorrow morning, knowing that she was probably going to go to the police station to try to do it. So I think he probably hit Eli and Lonnie to it. So then when she walked in, it kind of wasn't a surprise. It was almost kind of like showtime. Yeah. And so the fact that, you know, she's a journalist. with her little tape recorder. And you know, and they sat through and answered all the questions, and Eli was even like, you know, next time you want an interview, you kind of have to go through proper channels. But you know, you're a friend of John's, so whatever, you know. And then, right, because this is one of those things where you know something's about to go down. When Eli was like, "Oh, hey Lonnie, do you mind if you take the IV bag and put it in Hope's office?" There, and I was like, at first I thought, "Oh, so you just gonna say that all out loud so Diane?" Oh, exactly. And that's when I brought my mug a little bit closer and was like, yeah. And then, boom, bam. She goes in and John gave her the swivel. You know what the swivel is? Yeah. You gave him the swivel. She gave him one of these, like, looking for this. I was like, hoo! Call! It was almost like a Scooby-Doo moment where they take the mask off and like, this not Zoinks. No ghost! Zoinks! Yep. So that was I'm glad that they didn't drag that storyline out.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that they put this into high gear really quick and are kind of moving through it and not dragging it out. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. Yeah. With all of the parties involved.
Yeah. So it was good. It was really good. I think that's it.
Yeah, that was all that was like the last part of it. Well, because wait, who came to see? Oh, Leo and Brady came to see Marlena, and that's when they were like, "Oh, we're looking for John."
Yes,
and then, she was like,
and that was the segue. Yeah, to get there. Yeah,
to get to John. Yeah.
All right. Yep. So then we have Jack, Jennifer, Eve, Trip, Haley, Claire, JJ. So the results came in. The results. The judgment came in. Haley is going to be deported in 30 days.
It looked like they were thinking that the judge was going to maybe be a little bit lenient with her, and then all of a sudden it was like, nope.
Nope, you got to go.
Yep.
So then JJ comes up with the brilliant idea of, I'll marry you. To which I was kind of like, JJ, listen, have we not learned from the past? So you tried to help Teresa, right? And you lost your job over that. You're no longer a paramedic. You're no longer a police officer. You're now a paramedic because you had lost your job.
He's not a paramedic? I thought he got his job back.
Remember, he was a police officer.
Right.
But then he lost that because of Teresa, right?
I thought he lost the police officer because he shot Theo.
See?
Too much happens on the show. I thought JJ lost
You're right.
because he shot Theo. And then he got suspended.
Yep.
But from the paramedic job. But then I thought he got the job back. Otherwise, what's he doing all this time?
True.
I mean, it could be like people don't work all the time on the show, but
either way, learn from the past.
Learn from the mistakes.
Like you can't come in as a knight in shining armor, riding in on a white horse, trying to save the damsel in distress.
Right. But that's his character, and same with Trip, who also stepped up. Everyone wants to marry this girl.
Well, everyone wants to help her, but it's just kind of one of those things where I'm actually kind of in agreement. Well, not in agreement, but I'm on Claire's side. It doesn't.
She has a reason to be upset.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And then Trip offered Haley to marry, and they decided that plan will work better.
It ain't.
No, because here's the more believable thing, is that. And we saw this. JJ and Haley were already building a relationship.
Right, and they lived together.
Yeah.
So
also, the fact that, anyone can argue that she told JJ because yes, maybe they were dating, they were getting close, and she felt comfortable telling him. So they decided, to keep building a relationship. So if all of a sudden there was engagement, it'll look a little shaky. But at least they can probably prove like some sort of relationship.
It would look more like they were just moving really
very fast.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that would make more sense than Haley marrying Tripp, who has a girlfriend. And I think Claire mentioned about them being on social media together and something like that. Like, so yeah, I agree with you. It makes more sense it would make more sense for JJ and Haley. That would be more plausible, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
and then just for Tripp to want to come up and be like, well, I'll marry you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Claire, this is what we're gonna do. And Claire is crazy,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so why would you think that's okay to do?
Yeah, no. I know, like, Claire wasn't for it, and I'm kind of on her side about it.
Yeah, no, she shouldn't be for it.
I died when Haley came, after Tripp told Claire what was going to happen, and Haley came in. What did she say? Claire was like, here comes the bride! I was like, oh
girl.
My gosh.
But did you see the way that she was holding on to Tripp?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, girl, I know you about to marry my man, but however comma, this still mine right here. This still all me up in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still... I know a lot of people are on the fence about this storyline, but I still like the storyline. I still like that it's relevant to what's happening in real time. I like that they're able to play this out on a soap. I think Thea, who plays Haley, is doing a great job as Haley.
Absolutely.
And I think all the players are doing great. Olivia is doing great as Claire. Lucas as Tripp. Like, everyone's just doing a great job.
Cassie DePaiva is doing a good job of being that white woman MAGA supporter. I hate her right now, and I feel bad because I love Cassie DePaiva, but Eve is just like that woman that just has evil in her eyes right now.
She's just trying to do what she
can.
And
you know what? I'm wondering if it's like if Eve character, not Cassie actor, but Eve character, believes what she's supporting. You know what I mean? Or if it's just she's drunk with power.
I think she likes
if she's actually
control.
Well, yeah, I know, and I'm just saying if she really believes that these immigrants should be deported, you know what I mean? Or if she's just doing it to get the power. Yeah. She's just playing the game to get the power. I don't know if I'm making sense, but and then Jack's kind of turned into a D-bag. But he memory lost Jack. Yeah. I'm wondering if when he gets his memory back, if he's going to do an about face.
Maybe.
I'm hoping he does.
Speaking of,
although I do like Jack and Jennifer fighting. I can see why Jack and Jennifer have such a following, because the two, when they play off of each other, it's like they feed off of each other, and the chemistry's right there.
But also Cassie too, like that whole scene with them doing the interview. First of all, everyone was like, I saw a post that was kind of like, why is Jennifer doing this interview with her ex and her enemy? Like, she wouldn't be
biased. No, of course, absolutely not. And that's what they were saying. Like, as long as you agree to be biased. And Jennifer was like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, she kind of gave it to Jack.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, clean
that was a
slate.
Great scene.
What do you mean a clean slate? Like, it's going to happen when all this stuff comes up.
Right.
Like, you don't know nothing. But my favorite was when Jack told Eve, well, I called Jennifer down here for the interview. And then Jennifer was basically like, here's your stuff, ho. Like, you can go now. And then Eve was just like, don't touch my stuff. I got. And then, like, she was like saying that as she walked off. I was like, I love all of that. That was a great moment. But yeah, that interview was a mess.
And the drink in the face.
Yes. I was just like, oh, what, did this turn into Real Housewives? Real Housewives of Salem.
What did Kayla came up and was like, is everything okay? And I forgot what Jack made a comment about a shower or something. Yeah. I thought was funny.
But yeah, that's really it with that. Yeah. Let's see what everyone is saying about this storyline. Odessa brought up something that if Tripp marries Haley, it will reignite the Johnson feud, and I asked how. She said, Ron is good for using history on the show. Steve and Jack hate each other at first. JJ has feelings for Haley. Haley marries Trip is going to make JJ and Trip at odds.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Jack is, Me World said, oh, never mind. She took that back. Hello Bell said, I wish they would write better stories for Eve. She's so childish right now. Sleeping with JJ was the only time she was interesting. Nope, she's still very interesting right now. Tim Rowell says, I like the storyline, but they need to show a character who's conflicted regarding the illegal immigration rather than everyone just being polarized. Oh,
so right now it's just it's you
very one-sided.
Like you're either for it or you're dead against it. There's no one kind of struggling with it. Okay.
Marlon Wallace said, where the hell is Adrian?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Good question.
Claire's Hydro Knight said, Claire screaming in the pillow was hilarious. Yep, it was. All right. And that's pretty much, we'll see how that wedding is going to go. Yeah.
Where they're registering. The Hourglass store in the square.
I guess so. Yeah. Janet's Boutique. All right, so on to Sarah, Eric, Rex, and Brady. All right, so
we finally got some like forward movement in this storyline, which I was happy with.
Is in part to Sarah, because Sarah was basically went up to Eric and was like, listen, you fine. And I like you. I got some feelings for you. What say you? And Eric now has prayed to God and said, listen, God, if you bring my mama through, I ain't going to, go on these feelings I have for Sarah. So Marlena's woken up, and now he's like, well, I got to listen to God because, now granted, that prayer came after Marlena woke up. He doesn't know that, but I do. That prayer came after.
True.
And so I like the moment when Sarah and Maggie were talking, and she was just kind of like, saying what happened, and that he didn't have feelings either. He said, you'd be a great friend and all this kind of stuff, and it kind of hurt her feelings. But when Drunk Sarah came out and they were doing, I don't know what dance Rex and Sarah were doing.
They were doing the In My Feelings challenge. They couldn't call it that or play the song because I'm sure it would have cost a buttload of money.
That's
they
what
were doing
it was. So they were doing
doing
the Kiki. Do you
love me? Are you riding?
Oh!
Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle Louder and Lindsay Godfrey for, getting that together. Thank you. Because I was like, what are they doing?
It took me a minute too, but then I'm like, oh, they're doing that stupid dance, which was over 6 months ago, but since 6 months ago they were shooting it, fine. But and then
everyone tweet Lindsay and Kyle and just be like, and tweet the In My Feelings video, because that we have figured out that's what they were doing. And it is Sarah was right. It is the heart before you ride.
Yeah. You love me. Are you riding?
Kudos to you, Michael Mattis, for knowing that.
I'm on Twitter a lot. Yeah. Have I done it? No, because I would be Sarah and falling on my butt and breaking stuff.
Well, when
I cracked, that was a good stunt too. Like her fall.
She fell. She broke her ankle. She broke her glass. I thought she got cut. But then there was just this connecting moment that she had with Eric, like looking up and just being like in her face, you knew she was just like, I love you, boo.
Yeah.
I love you. And then Rex came out and was like, let me take care of my girl. I'm like, Rex, go back in the room.
Go home. Go back to Chicago.
Go back to Chicago and be with Mimi.
Right.
But she don't love you.
I forgot that whole part.
You're not riding. But that was a great moment.
I was very happy when Sarah sat down with Eric and was like, I like you. I have feelings for you. I was like, finally, we're getting some. Then I was like, okay, now they're going to be together, and Eric, stuck with his convictions, which is very in character. But now we still have to stick to Sarah
and
sticking with Rex, and then this whole like longing for each other.
And then, Eric had that dream that Rex found out. Yeah. Ooh, that fight.
That fight.
A lot of fighting happened. A lot of fighting.
Whenever they have Eric in a fight, it is like a throwdown. It is not like... It is. Except in the Marlena episode where they were like... they were like catfighting. That was funny.
And Greg Vaughn always has the I'm fighting hair. It's very.
Oh yeah, it's all.
It's
yes.
very West Side Story, like very. Like very like. Am I the only one that? Am I the only one that thinks that?
I don't know West Side Story, so just to notch off my gay card. Sorry.
Just
Another
reapply.
one. Just reapply.
Reapply to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very that though.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was that.
Yep, there was that.
So let's see what everyone is saying in the chat. Someone asked, "What does Rex? What's Eric's job?" He works at the Horton Community Center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they don't always go to work, but you know.
No.
Let's see. Tim Rowell said Sarah falling had to be accident. She went with on set. Okay. No, I think she was supposed to fall.
Me World Rex. Mimi, do you love me? Are you riding? No? Okay. That's funny.
Scott Holston said Mimi is living her best life right now. She don't want Rex either. Days of Our Lives fan talk. Melissa says Maggie used to drink, so Sarah's a drunk too. Dang.
Okay.
I think she's a little bit more responsible.
Sarah.
I mean, Aaron Brody just went for it and said Rex is stupid. Give it up. Goodness gracious.
Poor Kyle Louder.
Right. Let's see. Odessa says Eric won't stick to his convictions for long. He has a problem. Dang. Okay. All right.
Shady Sunday.
Always Shady Sunday. Dylan Matthews says Sarah and Eric need to get together already. This is going on too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I stand for Sarah and Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I like that couple.
Yeah, me too.
More than him and Jennifer.
I liked him and Jennifer, but he and Sarah, I feel like have just a little something more.
And dare I say, even more than he and Nicole.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something about the good vibe and nature of Sarah, but she has a little more spunk to her. And Eric is the same way. He's very good natured, wholehearted and everything like that. But he lacks that like oomph sometimes. You know what I mean?
I feel like Eric and Nicole worked so well because she wasn't entirely as good natured as him, right? He's the good boy, and she's kind of like the bad girl. So, but I felt like he made her soften, and want to be good and want to be, a better person.
But see, this is for some reason Sarah and Eric seem more of a match to me. Like if you picture a family with a white picket fence and a golden retriever and a baby.
I can see Nicole doing that though. I mean, she may be pulling stuff behind the scenes, but
Nicole has here's the thing. Nicole has a little bit harder of a past.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That makes it seem like yes, Eric softens her, and they could be together. But since we don't truly know Sarah's past, she seems more of a clean slate, which
true.
is why I feel like they are a better ship.
Okay.
I mean, that's just me. That's just me.
Okay.
All right. So there was that.
They're saying Eric Hole all the way. Someone said you were blocked because of that.
Who?
Hating on Nicole is all kinds of wrong. Kimi, and then Hello Bell said, Tony, you are blocked with very angry faces. Sarah and Eric are not better than Eric Hole.
Well, sorry.
So there you go. You're allowed to have your,
That's where I stand.
Allowed to ship who you want to ship,
Exactly. I like who I like.
You like who you
But
likes.
listen, I'm also a fan with open arms. They could show back flashbacks, and I go, you know what? I'm easily swayed, I would say. I think that's what I just go with the flow.
Yeah.
All right. And now we have some announcements brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV.
Yes, we just wanted to thank you so much for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we need some help from you. If you're watching on the YouTube right now, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you're listening to us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating and make a comment. Actually, wherever you're listening, please leave a comment so you can get involved with the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends, spread the word, and keep enjoying all of our shows.
This announcement brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV. All right. Shout out to 187 people watching us live. I wonder if we can get to 200.
Maybe.
That's the goal. The goal
Spread
is
the
to
link.
get to 200 just on a regular show.
On a regular show during a regular week.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. So next up, we have our tidbits, and we have Stefan, Chloe, Sierra, Ben, Brady, Leo, Gabby. First of all, talk about a change. So, bye, Tyler Christopher.
I know.
Hello, Brandon Barash. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Just here's the thing, though. I knew that he was coming on because, again, I'm looking at comments and stuff because I've liked so many Facebook pages for Days of Our Lives because I post the link for the show in there. And a lot of people were not feeling Brandon right off the bat. And I was like, oh, no, like,
I was.
What's the problem? I thought he fit right in.
He just like came in, and it almost like it was a little bit jarring at first because the episode started and they showed him, and I still remember it in the old days when they would change actors and they would be like, the role of so and so will now be played by, and they don't do that anymore. They just kind of they put a caption.
The scroll would, because I remember when they did that for Jennifer, I think.
Yeah,
they did the scroll. When that happened, and so there was no scroll.
And with Austin Peck, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, I remember his first episode.
And so now he's just chilling at the chessboard, and I'm sure we were all like, "Who it is?" And when Leo walked in, there was no mention of like, "Hey, Stefan."
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
thought.
Like, you know, it's almost kind of like, "Ding," just in case you didn't know people. But I felt like he has the same like temperament of how Tyler Christopher played Stefan.
Yeah.
And it was so very believable.
Oh yeah,
like he didn't play Stefan in a different way than we're used to.
Right.
He was very like, you know, with Leo kind of setting him. Well, Brady setting up Leo, and then Leo falling for the trap. I still could imagine Tyler Christopher doing it in the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So. Kudos to Brandon for coming
stepping
in and like
I read
I
think he posted, or there was an article about it somewhere, and he had to shoot, I think he said like 2 episodes his first day. Like he got the scripts the day before, had to go in and shoot them. So to see like the product of him like doing that so last minute was incredible. And I think he sold me.
Yeah.
Like he's Stefan now, and he had chemistry at least with Greg Rickard, and he had chemistry with Camila.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was kind of on the fence about Stefan and Gabby before, and now like the chemistry between Brandon and Camila is there, and I'm just like, ooh, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like this. But I also liked Camila, Gabby, and Brady. So I'm not sure who I'm going for. I like the dynamic between both Gabby and
Brady.
Yeah, Gabby and Brady, and Gabby and Stefan.
Yeah.
So
because and shout out to James Lott Jr. who was in the chat
Hi, James.
room, who also said that that Brandon did a great job. What?
Days J in the chat room says Days is running on a $5 box from Popeye's budget. No announcement, LOL. That's why they couldn't afford. They couldn't afford a voiceover, and they couldn't afford a caption.
Oh my goodness. A lot of people. Before I get to that, a lot of people are feeling it.
We'll see how he is with Nadia, because then like Tyler's last scene, I think, was when Nadia was Chloe was being kind of needy and being like, "Can you hold me?" Yeah, I think that was Tyler's last scene.
Yeah. Well, so the last scene was of Tyler was the house getting shot at. So just a little bit, which I don't think it's in here. Oh, there it is. So Sierra came over to the DeMera mansion to talk to Ben. She was surprised that he's like working there and went against what he said and everything like that. But then when he explained what he's actually doing,
protecting Chloe.
Yes. I mean,
said she's a nice lady.
Yeah, like, and the kids. And she's a nice lady. It's like, Lady? How old is she compared to you? You know what I mean? Like, she's a nice gal. Or he could have just said,
a lovely dame.
I think she's really nice. But she's a nice lady.
Correct.
It's almost like he was talking about Alice Horton or something. Lady.
I mean, we agree, but
yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, she is a nice lady. But as they were, discussing like their relationship and everything like that, and Ben is being so resistant.
Yeah.
To the relationship, and I think he's just that scared to fall back into his old
habits,
self,
yeah.
And hurt Sierra. But while they were standing there, all of a sudden it was like pew pew pew.
Yeah.
And then the house was being shot up. Chloe ran downstairs. Stefan, played by Tyler Christopher then, they were all like in the foyer trying to hide. I got really nervous when Sierra like jumped up and like went to the other side. The way that Stefan kind of grabbed Sierra, it was like her chest was kind of open, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna get shot." I was like, "Please don't let her get shot. She just got out of the hospital."
No.
But then it was like, no. But Ben was like the savior, went in to try to like take them down, and saw that they had left the card, which
the
was
calling card.
Yeah,
Fideos.
First of all, I'm scared because as much as they're trying to protect Chloe, like. They still somehow keep getting in.
Yep.
And then Chloe was like, "Oh, I had longer hair. They probably thought that was me."
Yeah.
I looked at Sierra like, "Girl, you better go."
Someone called it her Spice Girl hair.
Yes. It was
the dew came out.
I called it it was such an ode to the 90s. So 193. Oh my god, we're so close.
Yes. Keep spreading, guys.
Yes. 195. So that was a great moment between Sierra and Ben, and I'm glad they cleared things up.
Yeah.
I like that everyone kind of springs into action when it comes to Chloe, and even Stefan was like, we got to beef up security, we got to do other stuff for her, yada yada, blah blah blah. Okay, now to Stefan, Brady, Gabby.
Right.
Stefan played by
the
Brandon.
corporate espionage part of the storyline.
Listen, I kind of like the setup, and I like that Gabby and Brady are working together. Yeah. I agree with you. There's something about Gabby and Brady, but there's something about Stefan and Gabby. But I think what it is, it's classic good guy versus bad guy.
Right.
Where... I don't know. Dare I say, like, there's something I like about Brady and Gabby.
Me too. That's what I'm saying.
But then I don't know that passion that Gabby and Stefan have when they're
this is a
arguing
tough one.
about
I was
stuff.
watching it and I was like, because at first I was like, oh, I like Brady and Gabby, how they're interacting, and then Gabby went over to see Stefan, and I was like, well, shoot, I kind of like them too.
Oh, when she slapped him after talking about,
well, he grabbed her hand and she got him anyway.
I was like, you bet. I like this Gabby.
Yeah.
Like Gabby, all of a sudden,
I like this Gabby,
a woman
who's standing up for herself and being a boss, but
that scared me so much.
Steve,
I literally,
that was a good one.
I was like, what's happening outside?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You were saying something about slapping.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
no,
it's okay.
You got us on that one.
You got, yeah. I was
Carry on,
like,
guys. Carry
keeping
on.
us on our toes.
Yeah.
But no, the hell was I saying?
Right before,
yeah, no, I like this Gabby who's standing up for herself, being a boss without being like devious. Like she's just standing up for herself. She's standing up for her company. She's protecting herself, but still being like boss. And I love it. And I love Camila. We love you, Camila Banus.
Yeah.
Always. We always ship you.
She's a boss.
Yes.
I like it.
I did not like when Leo came to Brady. I have a soft spot for Leo. Because I feel like he genuinely, like when he found out that John was his father, which I don't believe, but right now everyone's believing it, so whatever.
Right.
He genuinely like felt like, oh, I have a good father now, and he kind of softened a little bit, and so then Brady just like was like, maybe you should start hooking again, but you need to lower your price because you're a little, like he was talking down to him, in a way. And I know like Leo's kind of sleazy and whatever, but I feel like Leo was genuinely is genuinely now making an effort to right some of his wrongs.
Yes.
And for Brady to talk down to him, I was just like, come on, dude. Like the like that was Brady's self-righteousness, which has always been kind of present, that I've never really responded well to. What happened?
Everybody in the chat room is like, El Fideo found AfterBuzz TV.
Lord.
So Dylan Matthews said, El Fideo just found AfterBuzz Studio. Someone was like, careful, Tony. El Fideo's behind you. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Tammy's in the chat room.
Hi, Tammy.
Tammy, did you get us over 200? No, we're at 194.
194. It's okay. We're close. We're close, y'all. Thank y'all. So, oh, my God. So, even when Leo went to Stefan with the fake info and then Brady confronted him about it, I felt bad because I was like, at this point, yes, he is trying to look out for himself because if he divorces Sonny, where's his money coming from?
Yeah, nowhere. He's done. He
has
no money.
So he is going like, hey, hire me. I can do this. And to be fair, he went to Brady first and was like, well, hire me at Titan. I really liked working at Titan. And all Brady had to do was say, okay,
put him in the mailroom.
I'll give you something, but you're going to start in the mailroom and work your way up.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll do that. You know what I mean? But instead, he was like, okay, well, if you're not going to give me a job, then I know where. Like he's doing whatever he can to survive. Yeah. And for some reason, I'm like, the hustle is real.
Yeah.
So do what you got to do. And let's see. We talked about Eli and Lonnie. They still trying to go have their just desserts. But Lonnie and JJ had a moment.
I like how they're, they still
remain friends.
They remain friends, and it's present on the show that they had the past, and they're in good terms with each other and kind of support each other, and it gives me the feels.
It gives me all the feels. And then you sounded like Mark J. Freeman just now. Hope, Rafe, and Ted. I'm still for Hope and Ted, to be quite honest.
I'm team no one on this one.
Really?
I'm like, I guess I'm more Hope and Ted than Hope and Rafe. And I think Hope is more Hope and Ted than Hope and Rafe right now. Yeah. Because she hustled out as soon as Ted came into the restaurant.
She's like, I gotta go follow this up. Are you okay?
Bye. Yeah.
And she did she ever? Because Ted asked her to go have dinner. Did she ever give an answer before Rafe came in and was just kind of like, what is going on here?
No, I don't think so.
And then Rafe had that.
Or maybe she said yeah. I'm trying to remember. So much happened.
No. Well, there was that moment where like she went and got a donut, and they had that playful thing about it did look good. They had the playful thing about the donut, and that's when Rafe came in. And then Rafe went and set up this whole thing at the Brady pub, but then Ted busted in like, oh, hey, I just got a lead. I wanted to be like, you couldn't call her?
Yeah.
Didn't text her?
No, that was intense. He had to go. Yeah.
But she liked it. She was like, I gotta go.
Yep.
But I don't know. This is an interesting triangle where I just feel like the only reason why Rafe even has a leg in the race is because, they're married.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's it. So.
All right.
Well, that has been your week of days. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, which is our segments. And we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! Now, listen, this week was kind of a struggle because there wasn't something that made me really snap. And then Friday, in the ultimate setup, when you have to get someone and you have to get the goods on them and you have to get the receipt, you call in reinforcements. And when everyone plays their roles correctly, you get what you need. And when Diana snuck into Hope's office, turned on that light, and John Black was sitting there like, looking for this, I was like, yes, John, yes. And then to the major players, Lonnie and Eli, for setting the trap, Diana falling for the trap, and then John being there to be like, got him, I was all for it. So, John, Eli, Lonnie, you all get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap!
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Doesn't it? And now it's time for... All right, so our gal Tammy Govea is not here, but she did
We
not.
miss you, Tamala.
We miss you, Tamala, but she did not leave anyone hanging. She did turn in her designer days, and it goes to Princess Gina, Christian Alfonso, in this lovely Chanel-inspired jacket, pleather black pants, and black patented leather pumps. When she stepped through the gates of hell, she was like, "Greetings, bitches. I still look good."
I still look good.
So Princess Gina, Christian Alfonso gets our designer day. All right, and now it's time for Caption Day.
All right, this week's caption photo is of Marlena trying to open the door to, I think that's heaven, right? Something was on the other side of that door that she was trying to get to. I won't say what I think it was. But Julie Breck on Twitter won this week's caption saying, "Stop talking, Tony, I have to pee." I was hoping for a good, like, toilet joke, and that was it. So thank you, Julie Breck on Twitter, for your winning caption.
Caption Day. All right. And now it's time for
AfterBuzz TV News.
Alrighty, in case you've been, I don't know, offline for the last week, you may not know that the Daytime Emmy nominations were announced this last Wednesday, and Days of Our Lives received the largest amount of nominees.
They're leading.
Yeah, both performer and creative categories with a total of 27 nominations.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, Days. We're hoping you win again. Nominees in various categories include Marcy Miller, Kate Manzi, Tyler Christopher, Billy Flynn, Cassie DePaiva, Kyler Pettis, Victoria Konefal, Olivia Rose Keegan, Eric Martzoff, Lindsay Godfrey, Kyler Pettis, said him already, Martha Madison, Greg Rickard, Lucas Adams, and Teo Penglis. All of them received nominations in performer categories, and Days also received nominations for writing, directing, casting, art direction, music direction, and costume design, among others. If you want to see who wins, tune into the Daytime Emmys. Not sure where they're going to be broadcast, if they're going to be broadcast, but they will be held in Pasadena on Sunday, May 5th. Technical Emmys, the writing, editing, all those awards are probably going to be given out Friday the 3rd. But for a full list of nominees, you can follow the Daytime Emmys on the Twitter.
Listen, that was such a... These came out on Wednesday. And I was so thrilled. We were in our group chat chatting. I was at the gym on the bicycle, like looking through... I know, right? First of all, me at the gym, I know. It's crazy. But as they were coming in, I was super excited, and I was very excited for Marcy because I told her, I was like, "You are going to get nominated."
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, no, 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 no." And I was
She's
like,
so
"Yeah, girl."
modest.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, "Yeah, girl, you're gonna get it." And I told Martha Madison, I was like, "Girl, your Do Not Resuscitate thing, like that whole storyline was amazing. You did amazing. You know, you got this." And
Speaking
so,
of that, Drake didn't get nominated, which we were kind of disappointed about. I felt like he was a shoo-in for a nomination, but unfortunately. And then there were some other nominations not directly Days related, like Kevin Spiritus, his digital series got, I think, 8 nominations, including he's nominated for lead actor. So congratulations to him. And then I think some Days cast members that were on The Bay may have gotten nominated.
So it's great, and congratulations to Days. Like, it's very well deserved. So,
absolutely.
Congratulations to you guys.
Yes,
Now, if you guys want to meet your favorite Days of Our Lives star, we have a plethora of events to choose from. So many. Starting with the Daytime Pride event, which will be happening in Washington, D.C., hosted by me.
Who?
Me. So you guys can come out and not only meet me, but also Freddie Smith from Days of Our Lives on June 29th in Washington, D.C. Also, Van Hessis is going to be there as well. And there are more stars to be announced. So in order to keep up with everything, make sure you go to SpectrumCelebrityEvents.com. That's SpectrumCelebrityEvents.com. You can follow them on Instagram and Twitter, and they will be announcing more stars soon. But come out and meet me.
Celebrate Pride.
Yes.
And meet Tony.
And shout out to Sarah Yu, who has tweeted me all this week in her excitement that she is coming. She has brought her ticket. She is coming
Nice.
to do 3 snaps with me.
Aw.
So Sarah Yu,
You're going to have to Instagram
you go, girl.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Next up, our friends at the Starstruck fan events have been busy. They have 3 upcoming events, starting with Love Can Move Mountains with Matthew Ashford, Melissa Reeves, Eric Martzoff, Casey Moss, Kate Manzi, and Cassie DePaiva the weekend of, April 27th and 28th in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
And then, next up, they'll be headed to Minneapolis for their post-Emmy party with Eric Martzoff, Victoria Konefal, Lucas Adams, and Olivia Rose Keegan. This event will be taking place the weekend of June 28th and 30th. Again, in Minneapolis. Not many details are available. More details to come.
Yes.
And
lastly, in
Lastly-
August, you want me to take that one?
yeah, go ahead.
Because you were out of breath.
I'm a
bro.
little winded.
And lastly, in August, they will head to Tarrytown, New York with Eric Martzoff, Greg Rickard, and Freddie Smith the weekend of August 9th and 10th. More details are to come. If you want to know all the details, make sure you visit starstruckfanevents.com. That's starstruckfanevents.com, or follow them on the Twitter, which is starstruckfans2.
Plenty of opportunities to meet Eric Martzoff.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
never wanted to turn down a fan event.
Let me tell
We
you,
love him.
Eric Martzoff is at all of them, and he
Hustling.
dances the house down, and he will sing the house down. If you request, if there's a DJ there, request Dead or Alive, and he will full on give a concert for you, and it's
Nice.
amazing. Love Eric Martzoff.
All right. And lastly, if you love Chriselle Hartley as Jordan on Days of Our Lives, you should see her try her hand at the world of high-end real estate. Her reality series, Selling Sunset, is now available on Netflix and follows Chriselle as the newest agent of the Oppenheimer Group. Check it out now on Netflix at netflix.com.
There you go. And that has been your news and gossip.
Yes.
All right. Whew. Also, one more announcement.
Yeah.
We will be doing the 2nd annual
That's right.
DISHIN Days Awards. That's right. If you guys, if you guys remember last year, we did our first annual DISHIN Days Awards, and we will do it again this year. We will maybe sometime this week announce the categories, and we'll be asking for you guys to nominate your favorite people for those categories, and then we will have our official nominations followed by voting, which you guys will be voting for, and then the week before the Daytime Emmys, we will give out the awards and the winners of those awards for the 2nd annual DISHIN Days Awards. Right now, we officially have 199 people watching live. Where's that one person to take us to 200? It's
We'll just
so
say
close.
200. We'll just
It's
say
so
200.
close. You know
Maybe
what?
it went over 200 and we missed it.
Listen, I don't mind
Let's go with that.
rounding up. It was 200 today. I appreciate it.
Yes.
And that has been AfterBuzz
our
TV's
show.
DISHIN Days. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we head out, though, let's see if Michael Mattis can give us his correct social media platforms.
You can find me on the Instagram at MLMattis and on the Twitter at MLMattis1.
And of course, you can find all of us on Instagram and Facebook, DISHIN Days, and _DISHIN Days on Twitter. And you can find little old me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll have another full recap for you next Sunday on AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days.
Bye,
y'all.
guys. Have a good week.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.